Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time for Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger, the Cel-Shaded edition. Wow, that took a little bit to get out. The Cel-Shaded edition. That's something Hasbro's been doing to things like the Marvel Legends line to make it sort of look more like it came out of a comic book or a cartoon. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I got it because it was on clearance at Best Buy, in which this is an exclusive, and it was half off the $24.97, so it was $12.49 or so, and I thought that's a good price to try it out. Plus, I have the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, all the different colors and the Pink Ranger. And I don't really need any more because I only really watched that very first series. But I do have the Pink Ranger in a couple different forms. So I thought it looks like I'm ending up starting kind of a Pink Ranger collection. Except for the Cat 2-pack. That was also a GameStop. I can't remember. I don't think it was. But Cat was on 2 teams. And she's in a 2-pack, a Pink Ranger 2-pack. But again, that was a little out of my price range. And it wasn't Kimberly from the first series, so I skipped it. And this, for all intents and purposes, doesn't have a Kimberly head. So it could be any of them. It could be Cat. Absolutely. So that's the side art that shows the cel shading. And the back, which is, I think, the Ranger Slayer kind of pose. But a very nice one, very nicely posed. I liked how the sides are just a little bit, now is that the same? But just reversed? Yeah, it's just reversed. And then it's here again, so it's probably reversed here too. Just to make that more complete. But you see there's different sort of cel shading on one leg than there is the other, sort of depending on where the sunlight hits her. Not any cel shading on the chest. On the helmet, there's some on the arms, and on the I don't want to call it a skirt, that seems reductive, but on the legs, on the thighs, there's different shading and things. But I am a fan of the line. I am a fan of the Pink Ranger. I don't have an opportunity to pick these up very often because I've completed the first series, complete with putties. And Arita, and oh gosh, what was the other villain's name? But I got him too. I even got a pumpkin wrapper back during the holidays last year when they were giving him away for $10. So let's open her up and take a closer look at the cel-shaded edition of the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. Okay, now that she's out of the pack, let's take a closer look at cel-shaded Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. I just like saying cel-shaded now that I can. So first, she came with this background. It's different from the other backgrounds because it's a little bit of, it's cartoony and it's not defined, where the other ones are sharp and sort of colored a little bit more subtle, and it's sort of a bright neon pink. There's a really cool background. Like if you use these to pose your figures and use them to, as backgrounds for your figure shelf, this is a nice addition. It's very cool. It's very distinct. So let's start with some of the accessories. First, of course, the straight, it's morphin' time sort of hand. And of course, a fist. I left in her arrow firing hands, and I tried to get it to the position that it was on the back of the package, where one hand is sort of holding the fiery bolt and the other one is holding the bow. And I got it balanced a little bit, and it fell apart almost immediately. So I couldn't quite figure that piece out. So I'm bummed. I'm also not exactly sure which hand this goes into, because the hand on this side seems to be the arrow knocking hand, because it has the has sort of the grip that you would grip an arrow with, but it didn't seem to grip it at all. And this seems to be more of the bow holding hand. And I switched hands and it seemed to work better, but I know that's not exactly what they meant. See, also the pistol in her holster. Very screen accurate. Also, I don't know what these are. I can't remember if one of these is just the other one, but with the blade not deployed. But I can't remember what those were. But they look like those little things that you keep in your junk drawer, where you can click a thing and a flame comes out and you can light candles. And of course, just a regular, normal, average arrow. Nothing wrong with it. Very cool. But those are the accessories. So let's put them aside for a second. Let's take a closer look at the cel shading on the Pink Ranger, which is really nice. There's a lot of great detail. There is a little bit of cel shading on the chest. I missed the blue part over here. A little bit of that on her shoulder. And you can see the back has cel shading throughout. Little lightning on the dress part. A little slit here on the side, so that her legs can do a side kick and take out a putty. Whoosh, bam. See, the head has up. The head can look down really nicely. Has a little bit of that cel shading right on the helmet, and some more right on the lens. A little lens flare. So I'm guessing the sunlight is coming from this direction. That's where, well, this is dark. So maybe her hand is blocking some of the sunlight. But then this side is lit up. I'm not sure. Maybe her whole head is turned around like that. And then the whole thing is catching the sun. I don't know. I don't get the angle of it at all. Oh, there's a little bit of cel shading right on the mouth. A little bit of the black right on the mouth. So let's see. Butterfly joints that are easy to see right on her, because that's all white. And let me see what that makes that. Her wingspan. Wow. Gets way back. So head goes all the way around. I won't do it. Let's see. Side to side. Any side to side? No side to side. That's not good. But an elbow swivel, no bicep swivel, which is fine. No double elbow, which is fine. Let's see. Hand goes all the way around and has a hinge in it, so she can get into a zombie position. Arr, I want cel-shaded brains, and I want them from you. Check it out. I turned that into a pointer finger, and it's pointing right at you, dear viewer. So, yeah, that happened. Let's see, a little bit of a a mid-torso joint that allows her to twist and to look down and look up better. But there's also, I think, one at the waist, or there was a cruncher with. I felt something at the waist. Yeah, there's a joint right here below the belt. I don't know if you can see the lines, but right there. Now that I've pulled that way back, there are lines there. So there is a waist joint there, and that makes her way bend. But yeah, her torso twists here, so she has that torso twist. I don't know if, oh, she were aiming up, maybe. She were aiming up and like, bam, just, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a really great idea. I wonder if the original had that. I don't remember. In any case, let's see. Ball jointed at the legs. Let's see. Yes, there is a thigh swivel right at the edge of the skirt. Thigh swivel, so pretty well hidden. Double knees, which for some reason seems like it's about to break. I don't know if that's my imagination or if I'm about to break it. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. It seems real fragile. So can't kick her own butt, but is double knees there. Twists at the boot. That's nice. Hinge and swivel at the foot. So that's great. Let me try it with this leg. Let me see if maybe I just had it. No, it's with that leg too. It's a little bit of a, it's weird. The leg feels real iffy. I'm not sure what that's about, but same thigh swivel and everything else. So this is a good figure. If I can figure out how to pose it with the bow and arrow, and I don't know, unless you got it perfect, it probably wouldn't display well on your shelf because you wouldn't be able to get the arrow into one place. And once you had it into that place, I don't know if it would keep hanging on to it or it would just fall off and get into the carpet and then be, sucked into the vacuum cleaner. Yeah, all of those sound awful, but it's a really good figure. I wouldn't have paid full price for it. I'm still not sold on it. And I can tell you that if I had the opportunity to get the other original characters in the cel-shaded versions, I probably wouldn't do it. I probably would say, I have this one and that's good enough, and I'll pass on the rest of them. But if you're a big Mighty Morphin fan and you don't have any of them and you saw the cel-shaded one and went, holy smokes, that looks amazing, then my hope is that maybe they'll come out with one every year just to keep this line going and to keep collectors who want this figure in this style to complete the collection. I don't know if that sentence made sense. I started it and then I didn't know how to land it. So until next time, enjoy your toys.